So if you're not aware who this guy right here on the screen is, this is Lesean Shady McCoy, former NFL running back, Eagles all-time leading rusher, two-time Super Bowl champ, two-time first-team All-Pro, six-time Pro Bowler, all-decade team for the 2010s. He was nice. And he's from my city, Harrisburg, PA. A lot of y'all was asking in the comments, y'all been asking if I'm from Philly. Nah, I'm not from Philly. I'm from a little bit down the road, Harrisburg, PA, just like Shady. You know, a lot of people think Shady from Harrisburg. A lot of people think Shady from Philly too because his accent and because he played for the Eagles. But nah, he actually from Harrisburg too. He's one of the few to actually make it out the city. And he probably did it the biggest, still doing good. To this day, he doing good for himself. You know, a lot of people, when they talk about their cities, talking about it's hard to make it out and all that. But then when you look at the people that came out of their city, they got NBA players, NFL players, actors, actresses, all type of shit, rappers, all type of shit. Us, Harrisburg, we only had a few people make it to the NFL, nothing else. No actors, no actresses, no rappers, no basketball players, just a couple NFL players. We had Shady, we had Marcus Colston, Micah Parsons from the Cowboys, he from my city too. A couple more people. Ricky Waters from back in the day. It's a couple more people that ain't coming to my mind right now, but it ain't too much that really came out the city. Shady one of the few that actually made it out, and he's still doing good for himself today. But Shady was out in Arizona this week for the Super Bowl doing media, and he did a red carpet appearance, and on the red carpet, he got asked what he thought of Gervonta Tank Davis versus Ryan Garcia.
Ryan Garcia.
Ryan Garcia.
That's what's up. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Why Ryan? Because everyone's been picking Tank. I've been asking
First of all, you ever see Tank? Tank's real small.
Right.
Small arms.
Right.
Ryan's tall, long arms, power, speed. And who's Tank fought? He didn't fight nobody that's good.
Pitbull Cruz, Leo Santa Cruz.
We didn't even know who Pitbull Cruz was.
Right.
Who else?
Leo
Cruz.
Santa Cruz.
Cruz came out to fight him.
Right.
Who else?
Right. Okay.
He got to fight somebody with power. Tank takes a lot of hits, and then eventually he knocks him out. When you fight somebody with power, you gonna move a lot.
Hey, you know your boxing.
I know my sport.
You're
That's
the
what
only guy to
come
pick
on.
Ryan Garcia here on the
I know a lot.
side.
I know a lot.
You're the man. You betting on that Garcia
I
fight?
always bet.
How much on Ryan Garcia versus Tank?
Not like 20 grand, not too much.
Now, I'm going to let y'all know right now. I don't know what happened. I don't know if they had a run-in with each other. I don't know if they was dealing with the same girl at some point. But Shady is a notorious Gervonta Tank Davis hater. Y'all might be like, damn, how he hating? He just gave his opinion. Nah, I've been paying attention, people. I've been watching. You know he from my city. I support everybody that make it from my city and try to make it from my city. And I be paying attention to everybody. And I be paying attention to Shady. You know, Shady been sneak this and Tank for a minute. I've been waiting for him to come out and do some type of boxing interview, talking boxing, so I could finally comment on it and expose it. You know, just like with Tank's last fight against Hector Garcia, Shady was on Twitter talking about, he can't touch Shakur and all this. You know, he be liking a lot of negative tweets about Tank. I've never seen him really interact with nothing positive about Tank. It's always something negative. You know, he also a host on I Am Athlete podcast, one of the biggest sports podcasts out there. He a host on I Am Athlete. And a couple times when boxing got brought up, he kind of sneaked this Tank a little bit. And don't get me wrong, before I continue, I don't want y'all to get it confused like he just be attacking his character or nothing like that as a person. It just be the regular hating boxing shit. Kind of the same thing that he said in that clip from the red carpet where you talking about Tank ain't really fought nobody. Just that type of stuff. It ain't no real negative hate and shit like that. Just the usual Gervonta Davis hater type shit. Tank ain't fought nobody. He fought small guys. He's really a bum. He ain't that good. All that type hating shit. And I can't prove this. This is just me. This is just me guessing. But I really think something happened between Shady and Tank. Because Shady don't fuck with him. Or he might just not like him as a boxer. I don't know. But it just seemed like he do not like Tank for whatever reason. Like even when Tank went on I Am Athlete, Shady ain't show up for the interview. I don't know if he was doing something else at the time. But it's usually Brandon Marshall, Pac-Man Jones, Shady, and Ocho Cinco. Usually a combination of them three. Well, this time, when Tank went up there, it was Brandon Marshall, Ocho Cinco, and some white dude who I never seen before that episode and who I haven't seen after that episode. And they did it in Florida when Tank was in training camp down in Florida and Shady was living in Florida. And Tank lived down in Florida too. That's why I'm telling y'all, I think it's something there that happened. And Shady was training boxing down in Florida when he was living down there. So I don't know if they ran into each other at the same gym and something happened. I don't know. I can't tell you. Maybe Tank came in and kicked everybody out the gym, something like that. And I left a bad taste in his mouth about Tank. I don't know. But Shady be in the gyms in Florida. You know, he trained down there with Frank Gore. Well, y'all seen what happened to Frank Gore. Oh, my God. We ain't even going to talk about that. But I like this. Even though I disagree with him, I think Tank going to smoke Ryan. I think it'll be a tough fight for as long as it lasts, but I think Tank going to eventually knock Ryan out. We need more of this. You know, Shady got one of the biggest sports podcasts in the world, I Am Athlete. He got a TV show on Fox Sports called Speak. We need Shady and people like Shady to be talking about boxing on these type of platforms. We need it. Even if you don't agree with what they're saying, because it's only going to grow the sport of boxing even more, and that's what we need. We need boxing back to where it used to be. And with people like Shady in his position, people like Stephen A. Smith talk about it on First Take, that don't do nothing but boost the sport and help the sport grow. Because people still love boxing. It's just it's not getting the exposure that it needs. And all these great fighters that's out here fighting and getting the exposure that they need. But if they were being talked about on these big platforms, that would help the sport and help these fighters. Because people still love boxing, even Shady. Somebody might say, oh, he's a casual fan. But he an actual boxing fan. You can go back and look at old Adrian Broner fights and see him in the crowd. He a fan of boxing. He a fan of the sport. He a Shakur Stevenson fan. So just imagine how much bigger Shakur would be if he was getting talked about by somebody like Shady on his show on Fox or I Am Athlete, anything, bro. And these fighters need this. And these people in position like Shady, Stephen A. Smith, like I said, that are boxing fans, that are in position, they should bring this to the table to the higher ups at whatever company they working at. Like, yo, we want to talk about boxing. Let's talk about boxing. And that ain't going to do nothing but help the sport grow. So I like this. I like Shady talking like this. Hopefully he talk about it on his show this week, because that'll make the Ryan and Tank fight even bigger. But that's what I got for y'all. I'm out.